Welcome, and thank you for joining this product walkthrough. Let's walk through the overall system architecture and how the components interact within the billing ecosystem. At the core of the platform is the billing database. This is where all transactional data, commercial rules, billing results, and financial records are consolidated and processed. Everything flows through this engine. On the left side, we see EDRs, event data records. These represent transactional data coming from external systems, such as gaming platforms, data warehouses, or reporting tools. Before entering the billing engine, this data passes through the EDR mapping layer. This is where file structures are validated, fields are mapped, formats are standardized, business validation rules are applied. Different operators may provide different file formats, CSV, Excel, API feeds. The mapping layer ensures all data becomes normalized before processing. After mapping, structured data is transferred into the core processing layer. This separation ensures external data complexity does not affect internal billing logic. At the top of the architecture, we see commercials. Commercial logic is defined through two primary modules. First, MaxCare, which is the CRM and contract management layer. Here we define customers, contracts, billing cycles, currency rules, jurisdictional settings, tax configurations. Second, the product catalog. This is where commercial revenue logic is configured. For example, GGR or NGR basis, tier structures, minimum guarantees, bonus caps, fixed fees, negative carry-forward rules. These rules are configurable, not hard-coded. Once defined, they are automatically applied during billing runs. Core billing engine. All configuration and transactional data converge in the billing database. This engine performs revenue share calculations, tier evaluation, minimum guarantee comparison, tax computation, currency conversion, aggregation across hierarchy levels. The system processes calculations based on rule definitions stored in configuration. If commercial terms change, rules are updated through configuration, no redevelopment required. On the right side, we see the billing module. This module generates draft invoices, final invoices, supporting documentation, settlement statements. Once invoices are finalized, financial results can be synchronized with external ERP systems. The integration layer ensures ledger consistency, automated posting, elimination of manual accounting steps. This allows billing to remain operationally independent while staying financially integrated. At the bottom, we see currency rates integration. Multi-currency support is native in the system. Contracts may calculate revenue in one currency, issue invoices in another, report in a third. Exchange rates can be pulled from external providers or internal financial systems. Currency conversion occurs automatically during billing calculation. The architecture also supports a payments module. This allows tracking of received payments, allocation against invoices, reconciliation visibility, settlement monitoring, so the system covers both receivables and payables lifecycle. So, the full flow looks like this. Transactional data enters through EDR ingestion. Data is mapped and validated. Commercial rules are retrieved from CRM and product catalog. The billing engine performs calculations. Invoices and supporting documents are generated. Financial results are synchronized with ERP. Currency and payment layers ensure full financial control. All components operate within one structured ecosystem. This architecture separates ingestion, configuration, processing, and financial synchronization into clearly defined layers. It ensures scalability, flexibility, and governance, while maintaining a single source of truth for iGaming billing operations. Let's now look at how customer hierarchies are structured in the system. At the top level, we have the tenant. A tenant represents the billing environment, usually aligned with a legal entity or operational region. Under the tenant, we define the client. A client can have one or multiple contracts, depending on how commercial agreements are structured. Each contract can include multiple products. Now, in the iGaming context, a product usually represents a revenue stream, for example, a specific provider, a brand, a game category, or a combination of commercial components. Under each product, we can also introduce additional hierarchy levels, such as sub-brands or subcategories, depending on how granular the commercial model needs to be. The important point here is, each package or product within the contract can have its own unique commercial rules. That means, different revenue share percentages, different tier logic, different minimum guarantees, different bonus treatment. Even though everything belongs to the same client and contract, the calculations are independent at the product level. So each revenue category is processed separately according to its own configuration. However, when billing is executed, all calculated results can be consolidated into a single invoice and supporting document. This gives you flexibility internally, while maintaining clarity externally. You get structured segmentation at the calculation level, but unified financial presentation at the invoice level. That's the key purpose of the hierarchy model. Now let's look at a slightly different hierarchy scenario. At the customer level, we may have multiple contracts. For example, Contract A and Contract B. Each contract can include several packages. A package represents a specific commercial stream within that contract, such as platform fees, premium games, or a specific provider. Each package has its own commercial configuration and calculation logic. Calculations are independent at the package level. However, invoicing can be structured per contract. So Contract A generates one invoice consolidating all its packages, with a detailed breakdown. Contract B generates its own invoice and supporting documentation. Each invoice clearly shows revenue basis, applied percentages or tiers, adjustments and deductions. This structure allows you to separate commercial logic at the package level, while consolidating financial output at the contract level. You maintain flexibility in configuration and clarity in billing presentation. Now let's look at a more advanced structure, the group scenario. Here, we introduce a customer group layer above individual clients. For example, Tenant 1 and Tenant 2 of May each have their own clients and contracts, with products and packages configured independently. However, in this model, revenue from different contracts, even across tenants, can be aggregated before applying final commercial rules. This is important when agreements are signed at group level rather than per contract. For example, revenue share percentages may depend on total group turnover. Tier thresholds may apply across multiple brands. A minimum guarantee may be defined for the entire group. In this case, calculations become dependent at group level. The system first calculates individual package results. Then it aggregates values across the group. Group-level commercial rules are applied, and, if required, results are distributed back to individual contracts according to predefined allocation logic. So product-level logic remains independent, but group-level calculations can be dependent when shared thresholds apply. This structure allows you to manage complex multi-entity agreements without duplicating commercial logic manually.